Welcome to Binge Eating Reset. You are now on step 15. Maybe this sounds familiar. Your day seems completely normal. Nothing major has happened, nothing dramatic, nothing unusual, and then suddenly, you feel restless. It's almost as if your body suddenly switches on. You feel tension, pressure, irritation, restlessness in your chest, restlessness in your mind, and very often, right after that, comes the urge to eat something. Not because you are truly hungry, not because your body needs food, but because your system is looking for relief, looking for comfort, looking for calm. Many people think, I have no discipline, I need to be stronger, I should have more willpower, I just need to say no. But what is actually happening is often much more physical than people realize. Your nervous system becomes overstimulated by stress, by emotions, by exhaustion, by too many demands, too many responsibilities, too many things happening at once, by tension that has slowly built up throughout the day. And then your brain automatically starts searching for something that brings quick relief. Something familiar, something comforting, and food often works immediately. A moment of comfort, a moment of distraction, a moment of relief, a moment where everything feels a little quieter. That is why the urge to eat can feel so incredibly powerful. Not because you are weak, not because you are failing, but because your body is looking for regulation. And today you are going to learn a simple way to help your body without immediately turning to food. With what I call a cold reset. And no, this is not about doing anything extreme. You do not need an ice bath. You do not need a freezing cold shower. You do not need to become some kind of athlete. In fact, the smaller and simpler the better. Simple, practical, easy to do. For example, running cold water over your hands, holding a cold washcloth against your face or the back of your neck, stepping outside for a moment, feeling fresh air, feeling cooler air on your skin, taking a short pause. Why does this work? Because cold sensations literally wake up your nervous system for a moment. It interrupts that automatic pattern. It pulls you out of that automatic flow. Many people spend so much time in their heads that they barely notice their bodies anymore. All they feel is, I need to eat, but underneath that urge there is often a physical reaction happening. Faster breathing, tension, warmth, pressure, restlessness, discomfort, and a cold reset can help interrupt that pattern. Think of it as a small pause button, not to push your feelings away, not to suppress emotions, but to become present again, to reconnect with what is happening right now, to step out of that automatic reaction. And that small moment can make a huge difference, because for the first time, you create a little space between what you feel and what you do. And inside that space, you have a choice to pause, a choice to notice, a choice to respond differently. Because emotional eating often happens incredibly fast. Trigger, restlessness, automatic behavior, eating, sometimes within minutes, sometimes within seconds, and that is exactly where you want to create a little space. Not perfect, not strict, not controlling, just aware, just conscious. Imagine this. You've had a busy day. Maybe everyone needed something from you. Maybe you spent the entire day solving problems. You are tired, overstimulated, your mind is completely full. And suddenly the urge appears. Normally you would grab something to eat right away. But now, you walk to the sink first. You run cold water over your hands. You feel the temperature. You notice your breathing. You feel your body again. Maybe you even do nothing for a moment. You simply stand there, breathing, feeling, just noticing. And sometimes, that alone is enough to make the wave feel less intense. Not because the emotion disappears, but because you are no longer reacting completely on autopilot. And that is where recovery begins. Many people think that recovery means never having urges again. But that is not what recovery is. Recovery means recognizing more and more often, something is happening inside me. Because once you notice what is happening, you can start choosing what you actually need. Sometimes that is rest, sometimes silence, sometimes sleep, sometimes a good cry, sometimes fresh air, sometimes a hug, sometimes less stimulation, and sometimes you discover that food was never actually what you needed. That realization changes a lot, because slowly you move from, I need to eat, to, I feel restless. And those are two very different things. You start learning the difference between physical hunger and nervous system distress. And that distinction is incredibly important, because many people have spent years eating away every uncomfortable feeling. Stress, eat. Boredom, eat. Sadness, Eat. Overstimulation? Eat. But your body is often trying to tell you something else. The problem is that nobody ever taught you how to listen. That is why we do these exercises. Not to become perfect, but to reconnect with what is really happening inside you. And remember this. You do not have to do this perfectly. Sometimes you will forget. Sometimes you will only realize it afterward. That is completely normal. Awareness grows one step at a time. Every time you pause, even if it is only for 10 seconds, you are building new pathways in your brain. It may not seem like much, but lasting change is built in small moments, small choices, small pauses, repeated again and again. You are teaching yourself, I do not have to react immediately. And the more often you practice that, the stronger that new pathway becomes. So this week, I want you to try one thing. Do not fight the urge. Do not argue with it. First do a reset, cold water, fresh air, a cold washcloth, and only then ask yourself, what do I actually need right now? Because sometimes your body does not need food. It needs regulation, calm, safety, recovery, and in the next video we are going to go even deeper into that. Because many people do not use food only for comfort. They also use food as a sense of safety. And that is exactly what we will explore next time. This is part of Binge Eating Reset, a free step-by-step series designed to help you break free from binge eating and emotional eating. If you truly want lasting change, subscribe and follow the series from the very beginning. Next step in the series: why your brain seeks comfort in food. Binge Eating Reset 16.